Welcome to the testing world. In this session, we are going to understand condition handling in Groovy. So here we are going to cover if else and then if, else if and else. Moving to Eclipse, here I'm going to write Groovy code. So here I have a Groovy project. Inside a Groovy project, I have a package. Inside the package, I have created a Groovy file. I'm defining a variable. So def a, I'm giving some value to this variable. First program which I'm going to write by using if else is to check value is even or odd. So I'm writing if my a mod by 2. So with the help of the mod, we can find out reminder. So if I'm doing if a mod by 2 is double equal to 0. So when we are assigning a value, we are going to use single equal to. But when we are comparing the value, we have to use double equal to. So I'm comparing, so I'm checking like mod a by 2, and if in result we are going to get 0, in that case my value is even. So I mention println even value. Else, if it's not an even, then it's a odd value. So I just mentioned println odd value. So here we have defined a variable and we are checking it's even or odd. To check even or odd, I'm using the mod symbol. In case of the mod, we are going to get reminder. So here in that case, 21 mod by 2, answer will be 1. So it is checking if the answer is equal to 0, then display even value. If not, then display odd value. In our case, it should display value is odd. I'm running it as a Groovy script, and here we can see we are getting odd value. We can change this value and we check it again. I change the value to 28 and I'm running it as a Groovy script. Here we see we are getting even value. So we are checking condition. If the condition is true, then my if is going to be execute. If not, then my else is going to execute. Copy this code. Moving to SOAP UI. So here we have a test suite. Inside the test suite, we have a test case. Inside test case, I have defined a Groovy script test step. I pasted over here, and again, the same way, like we cannot use println over here because we don't have console. So I'm going to use log.info. Same way, I'm going to use log.info over here. Executing this code, and here we see we are getting even value. I clear the log area and running it again. So here we see we are getting even value. If I change this value, running it again, so we are getting odd value. So here we have seen I'm writing Groovy script on Eclipse and then executing the same script on UI by making minor changes. So first we have seen if and else condition. Here we are checking a number is even or odd. I remove this code. I'm taking one more example in which if my number is negative number, if the number is negative number, I want to display number is negative. If number is 0, so means if the number is 0, I want to display it's 0. If number is not negative, if number is not 0, then we need to check if number is even, then I will display it's a even number. If it's not negative, it's not zero, it's not even, then I'm going to display it's a odd number. So I'm going to display odd number. So here we have multiple conditions to check. I'm checking if my number is less than 0. If number is less than 0, then print ln this is negative number. That is the first condition I have checked. If this condition does not match, I'm checking one more condition, else if the number is double equal to 0. So I'm going to print ln this is 0. Third condition I'm going to check, if number is not negative, not 0, then I'm going to check it if the number mod by 2 double equal to 0. If I mod the number and we are getting 0, it means it's an even number. So I mention println this is even number. And if it's not negative, not 0, not even, then in else I display this is odd number. Running it as a Groovy script, and here we can see we are getting even number because it was 28. I check a negative condition, so here it should display it's a negative number. So here we see negative number. I check with 0, again running it. This time I should get it's a 0. So this is 0. And I'm checking the last condition. I'm giving an odd number and running it. So here we see we are getting this is odd number. We can execute this script on SOAP UI. So I copy this code, moving to the SOAP UI here. Again, the same changes that we need to do. It's on the place of println. So we can use Control F as a shortcut. What you want to search? So I'm searching println. What you want to replace? So on the place of the println, I want to display log.info. Replace all. So here we see on the place of println, we are getting log.info. Execute this. So it's showing it's an odd number. I try to change this value. It's a -8 and running it. This time we are getting negative number. I'm executing same Groovy script on SOAP UI. If you want to check multiple conditions, like if you want to check your number, so here I'm going to use one more example. So I have to check if the number, it's a examination number, if the examination number is less than 0 or greater than 100, then I need to display its invalid number. Second, if my number is coming 0 to 30, then I should display you are failed. If we are getting number between 31 to 100, then we can display you are passed. Def, first I'm defining a variable def a and giving any number. Now I'm checking if number is less than 0 or number is greater than 100. So if my number is less than 0 or my number is greater than 100, means either number is less than 0 or number is greater than 100. In both cases, I'm going to display this is invalid number. Second condition I want to check, else if my number is greater than equal to 0 and number is less than equal to 30. So if my number is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 30, means my number is either 0 or 30 or in between the 0 and 30. So in that case, I'm going to use print ln you are failed. One important thing we need to notice, if we want to check one of the condition must be true. If we want either one of the condition, then we can use OR symbol. OR means double pipe symbol. So in that case, either this is true or this is true. In both cases, it's going to execute. But if you want both the conditions true, then we can use AND. So in the case of the AND, both the condition must be true.